Hey, how's it going? Taylor here from, drum roll please, Honeybriar Farmstead. So the name Honeybriar came from a business my best friend and I had, so we both kind of came up with the name Honeybriar, and I feel like it fits right into a farm name, so that's what I'm going to go with. The reason I'm changing homestead to farmstead is I'm starting to get my toes wet with selling things, and I'll give you the little definition because I did my research. A farm is something that you primarily focus on selling for profit. A homestead is usually the prime purpose is to provide food for your family. Farmstead is like in between. So farmstead is, though you still primarily focus a lot on providing food for your family, you also farm, which is selling for profit on any scale. It could be very small to large. So this is Honeybriar Farmstead. I have all of my tomatoes washed. These are all like cherry tomato varieties, and then I do have Brad's Atomic grapes in here. I haven't roasted these before, so I'm interested to see how they turn out. But the easiest way that I've been doing this year to preserve my cherry tomatoes is I will wash them. I'm gonna put some olive oil, just a little bit. And I'm gonna just put some salt. This is sea salt. I'm gonna toss those around, lose a couple, literally. And then I have just a oven safe dish that I'm gonna roast these. So I have my oven set to 350. My oven has a roaster setting, so I'm gonna roast them, but what I have been doing is just baking them at 350 for probably 30 to 45 minutes, just watching how they look. When they start looking like I want them to look all blistered and a little bit of color on them, I'll take them out, but I'll let you know what they look like whenever I'm done. So pretty much I'm working through my harvest basket. I've been picking things throughout the week, and before they go bad, I have to do something with them. So I have a lot of Brad's Atomic grapes that are picked underripe. I had a storm break like one of my really tall plants, and it like snapped it in half, and it had a lot of fruit on it that wasn't ripe yet. So most of these I think I'm just gonna sit in the sun because I mean you can't see them up there, but I have a lot. I have some in there. I'm just gonna sit those in the sun to continue to ripen. And then I do have tomatillos that look like they're on their way out, but I think they just have been in here too long. Oh, like, look at that. There must have been a worm in here. That'll go to the pigs. I'm gonna see if I have any that are worth making a salsa verde with. And if I do, I'll show you that. If I don't, then we'll get to pickling these banana peppers. I'll probably do like a small jar of refrigerator banana pickled peppers. It wasn't looking too hot for my chances of having enough tomatillos to make salsa verde, so I'm just taking all my underripe tomatoes and putting them in this glass bowl so I can sit this on my shelf in the sun. Hopefully the rest of these will ripen. I don't know if it's a hormone or an enzyme. I'll have to look it up, but there is something in the tomato that once it has a little hue of blush, like any type of a little bit of color, it will continue to ripen. Now, that's not the case for these. Some of these don't have any on them, but before I waste them, I'm gonna try to ripen them because you know, them being harvested was by a mistake or by accident, you know, not on purpose. Wait, what's happening? Did you eat your dinner? You want some more? You want more spaghetti? Huh? Talking to you, bro. You want more spaghetti? Okay. Are you, so wait, do you want more or are you full? You're a little bit full, but you would like some more? Okay. I'll get you some.
Mama, what is that cream?
Hmm?
What is that cream?
What cream?
That's the cream.
That's
What is the cream for?
so surprising enough, it's not even August yet, and I have my first pumpkins. I have an acorn squash somewhere. Oh, right here. My first acorn squash ready. And then someone picked one that was not quite ripe, so I'm gonna probably roast these one night this week with dinner. These two, I don't know. I might just try to like dry them out or something, or just let them see how long they'll last. I don't know yet. So the word around the block is you can slightly roll these. What's the block, Taylor? That sounds stupid. The word on the street. No, I'm just kidding. There's no street, there's no word. These are really dirty, so I don't want to pull them out, but I did have some like purple onions or red onions that were ready. You can see those. That's what I meant when I said dirty. Look at that mess. All right, I have a pint jar. I think that's all I'm gonna have enough for as far as peppers go. And I'm gonna go ahead and start slicing these. And I know some people would want to remove the seeds, but because these are so small, I don't know if I'm going to. I don't think they were quite ripe now that I've done more investigation. I think you're supposed to wait till they turn like a bright yellow. We're just gonna pop those in that jar. Hopefully you can see that. Because I'm not making a big batch, I only have a couple to work with, I'm not stressing about taking the seeds out. But if you did want to take the seeds out, you cut the tip off, and the easiest way to get the seeds out would be using a chopstick, working your way around the edge, and then you can kind of like squeeze the seeds out from there. So let me get this worked through. Okay. And then you can kind of shake the rest of them out, and then you would have it pretty much emptied. I'm not stressing about that, so I'm not going to do that on all of these. I've had one single habanero pepper ripe this year, so we're gonna add that to our mix. That one single little pepper. I should be wearing gloves, but you know, YOLO. Just the term YOLO probably shows my age. And next, since I have these couple tomatoes, and then I know I have at least two big Cherokee tomatoes, and all right, so I saw this hack to pull garlic out instead of having to peel it. No, it must not be the way.
Oh, yeah.
I know. They use the butter knife though, so maybe it's a butter knife. That didn't work. Maybe it wasn't purple garlic. This ain't working. Well, actually, that kind of did work. So. Oh, what are you stabbing me with?
Why is it still doing a static?
I don't know.
Hey, how do you tell this turn was squelched out?
Yes.
You scared me.
Alright, so because I'm just doing one jar, I'm going to do a half a tablespoon of salt. I'm going to do a 1/4 tablespoon of sugar. If you want like a deli style banana pepper, you do have to add a little bit of sugar to get that flavor, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. I did do 2 large cloves of garlic, but that's just because of my taste. You don't have to do that. And then from here, you can just kind of do what you want. I think I'm gonna add some of my black peppercorn, just a little bit. And then maybe a little bit of mustard seeds. Actually, I'm going to skip the mustard seeds because I don't want to have to find them. And I'm going to do, you do 2 to 1 parts vinegar to water. So I think, I feel like a 1.5 cups might fill it up. So I'm going to do 1 cup of vinegar to a 1/2 cup of water. And this is just plain white distilled vinegar from the Walmart. I'm not as fancy as the other people yet doing the Azure standard, but one day I hope to be. That's a 1/2 cup of water. All right, so I heated up my brine, got all the sugar and salt to dissolve, and now I'm just gonna pour that over my peppers. And I think we have a little bit extra, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of scoop out my cloves, make sure that I have enough space for them. Let's see. And I want those black peppercorns in there, so I'm gonna make sure I get those. And that is it. I'm gonna let this cool down, and then I'm gonna put a lid on it, put it in the fridge, and I'm gonna let it sit. And honestly, since it's not canned, I'm just gonna try it as the days progress. I'll probably end up trying it tomorrow, honestly. They won't, the longer they sit, the better they'll taste, but there's no rules in life. There's rules with canning because, you know, botulism, but refrigerator pickles, you can taste them whenever you like. They get stronger in flavor as time goes on though. Alright, so now I'm finished with those peppers. I'm gonna rinse out this pot. I I might save that vinegar actually, because I think you do need a little bit of vinegar for what I'm about to make next. And if I can reuse that, I will. If not, it's not that much that's going down the drain. But next, I'm going to attempt to make a small batch of ketchup with these tomatoes. Will it work? I don't know, but let's find out together. Do it now. I'm not gonna do that. Alright, so with these tomatoes, I'm taking off the stem and I'm gonna score the back side. And then I'm gonna put these in freezer bags to freeze. The reason I'm scoring them is because once you freeze them and then they do go to defrost, it makes the peeling of the skin a lot easier for making sauces or whatever. Because I don't have enough to make a big batch of anything, I'm just gonna freeze these so I can preserve them without them going bad, but possibly use them again later for something else as time goes on and I can preserve more and more. This juicy one. It does not want to let go of that stem. I'm gonna put them in here and I'm gonna freeze them. And then those are done. And then I think all I have left in my little harvest basket is some onions that are pretty much ready to use. So I might just clean them up and put them in the cabinet with the rest of my onions. Set those in here. Put those in the freezer. I'm gonna go through my harvested onions, peel off the worst parts, and put them in there. And I will use all these fairly quickly because they're not all cured like some of the others are. They're quite dirty. I found 2 long tomatoes. I'm gonna rinse those off and add them into the ones in the oven. So I harvested honey yesterday, and this is my last plan of action for the day, is this beeswax. Now, when you save scraps all the time for your animals, sometimes some things can get mistaken for scraps, and my husband dumped coffee grounds in here. I tried rinsing them out, but there's still some in here. I'm hoping once I boil this and filter it, I'll get that out. We'll see. All right, this is cooled down. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. Finito. All right, so now this is me processing the beeswax. This is the first time I've ever done it. Most of the time, I will take the time and look up how to do something, but there's certain times I'm like, I'm gonna wing it and go off my natural instinct. Well, my natural instinct was to do a double boiler, and that is not the way to do it. The way you do it is you put it all in a pot with some water, and as it boils and melts the wax, then the next step would be to like sift it. You strain it into a bowl, the water and all, and then the wax will separate from the water. And then if there's any like imperfections, you could do it a couple times like that if you want. What I did was I ended up just scraping any like debris that kind of settled on the back side of the wax, and that gave me pretty clean wax.
It's crazy all that wax turns to liquid. You just burnt this up me.
Sorry. That's actually wax and water, but it'll separate from the water, and then you have pure wax. So here are all my tomatoes. They are done roasting. I ended up baking them instead of roasting them anyways. And then once they cool off, I'll just put them in a freezer bag and then use them for recipes throughout the colder months when I don't have fresh tomatoes at my disposal. And even now, like this, they taste so good. Down.
Did y'all do them sleep?
Come here for a second.
Mama?
It was just on the floor. Did you pick it up?
Huh?
It was just on the floor in your room. I didn't get it, did you? But that is all for my video. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I will see you next time. Bye.